Sunday Diary slams ADC says politics over Buhari's death uncalled for. Bandits killed 2 people, rustle several animals in Katsina communities. Man freed after 18 years without trial in River State. On the foreign scene, DR Congo M23 rebels signed deal in Qatar to end fighting in Eastern Congo. Good evening, welcome to Trust News Update. I am Chiamaka Mafo. Thank you for joining us. The presidency on Saturday condemned what it described as an obnoxious statement from the African Democratic Congress regarding the state burial of former President Muhammadu Buhari. A statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Public Communications, Sunday Diary, accused the ADC of exploiting Buhari's death for political gain, labeling their actions as a laughable tantrum and manufactured outrage. In a strong worded response issued on Saturday, Diary asserted that the ADC's latest outburst is nothing more than a desperate attempt by a poorly amalgamated political contraption desperate for relevance it will never attain. He highlighted a pattern of what he called hollow, attention-seeking criticisms from the party, which he claims is still grappling with an identity crisis. The Special Advisor specifically addressed the ADC's allegation that President Tinubu's government is exploiting Buhari's passing, dismissing it as an insult to millions of Nigerians who genuinely mourn the loss of a statesman and who watched the state burial accorded Buhari with solemn respect and dignity. The immediate past national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Abdullahi Ganduje, has given reasons why he was absent during President Bola Tinubu's condolence visit to Kano on Friday, saying it was due to a pre-scheduled personal engagement in London. The personal engagement commenced 5 days after Ganduje's resignation from the party's leadership. A former chief of staff to the ABC national chairman, Mohammed Garba, made the clarification in a statement on Saturday. He said, contrary to media speculation suggesting that Ganduje was either unwell or deliberately excluded from the president's entourage, the former national chairman had traveled to London for a personal engagement that had been arranged well in advance. He explained that the visit by President Tinubu, which was aimed at paying condolences to the family of the late business mogul Aminu Dantata, was communicated to Ganduje, but unfortunately, despite frantic efforts to reschedule his flight and itinerary, the logistics made it impossible for him to return in time. Garba emphasized that Ganduje's resignation as ABC national chairman in no way affects his cordial and long-standing relationship with President Tinubu, a bond built over years of mutual respect and political alignment. The Kano State chapter of the Obedient Movement has announced the cancellation of its planned Freedom Walk and Fuel Relief Program intended to celebrate the 64th birthday of the 2023 Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi. The decision communicated by the coordinator of the Kano State Obedient Movement, Yusuf Danbaki, through an expose by the deputy coordinator Danju Masale on Saturday, cited the need to prioritize peace and prevent the breakdown of law and order. The event, initially scheduled for Saturday, July 19, 2025, faced persistent scrutiny from security agencies, including the police and the Department of State Services. According to the statement, security officials initiated contact with Danbaki while he was in Abuja, offering advice on safety and preventing potential exploitation by hoodlums. Upon Danbaki's return to Kaduna, members of the organizing committee, including Professor Danju Masali, Daniel Ejembi, Prince Neti Auta, Evans Obi, and Ezekiel Chukwuemeka, were invited for extensive discussions with security officials at Sabo Police Station. The meeting, according to the statement, later included the Kaduna State Police Commissioner and the Director of DSS. During the discussion, security agencies contended that the planned activities constituted an unauthorized political gathering, especially as political primary elections for by-elections were scheduled for the same day. Fresh attacks by armed bandits have left 2 people dead and several animals rustled in Katsina State, further compounding the region's worsening security crisis. The incident occurred Friday afternoon in Dandinkowa and Sawukawa communities located just a few kilometers from Basiri town, the headquarters of Basiri local government area. Eyewitnesses say the assailants stormed the villages in broad daylight, killing 2 residents and making away with over 6 bulls. One of the victims died at the scene while the other succumbed to injuries at the Basedi General Hospital. Despite several peace agreements between the government and the bandits, the attackers continue to violate the terms. Security personnel and local authorities reportedly attempted to recover the stolen animals, but were met with fierce resistance from the armed criminals. Police authorities in Katsina have confirmed the incident, assuring residents that efforts are underway to bring the perpetrators to justice. Over in Kebbi State, the police command has arrested 11 men for sexually taking advantage of a 13-year-old girl, Saima Douda, and impregnated her. According to a release by the State Police Public Relations Officer, CSP Nephew Abubakar, all 11 suspects are from Tungragiwa village in Shanga local government area of the state. It's said the suspects had at different times lured the girl, who is said to have an unsound mind, with 200 naira and 500 naira to locations in the community, and had sexual intercourse with her. The release added that the little girl got pregnant and was delivered of a baby boy on the 8th of July 2025. According to the release, the Commissioner of Police, Kebbi State Command, CP Bello M. Sani, has directed the Deputy Commissioner of Police, State Criminal Investigation Department to intensify efforts and arrest the 2 remaining suspects that are currently at large and ensure diligent investigation. Still in security over in the northeast, the Borno State Head of Civil Service and decried the negative impact of the activities of insurgents on his field operations in some local governments. He revealed that this at a press conference in Maiduguri to mark the 2025 Civil Service Week with the theme, Revitalizing Public Service for a Secure, Inclusive and Digital Future. The Head of Service, Muhammad Guluze, noted that despite the challenges it has streamlined pension documentation and reduced processing delays by 60% and improved welfare. He added that preparations have been completed for the rollout of the public sector health insurance scheme, aimed at reducing the burden of out-of-pocket healthcare expenses for civil servants in the state.
The civil service, through the office of the head of service, achieved the following: conduction of promotion exams, digital transformation, which is digitization drive to some key MDAs, capacity building, where significant number of civil servants receive training. The civil service, of course, face a lot of challenges, but key among them include limited infrastructure impacted by 2024 Maiduguri flood disaster on the Musa Osman Secretariat and other establishment for full digitalization of the civil service.
The office of the head of service have introduced examination about 2-3 years ago, which most of the civil servants are participating in this examination. But the last examination was released, and even before the last examination, the examination that were released up to now, about 50% of those that passed the examination have not got the promotion benefit.
The Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, and the Federal Character Commission, FCC, have agreed to collaborate to curb job racketeering and promoting transparency in recruitment. ICPC Chairman Musa Aliyu disclosed this during the courtesy visit to the FCC Acting Chairman Kayode Aladele in Abuja. Aliyu said the partnership became necessary to address rising cases of recruitment irregularities and lopsided appointments in federal institutions. He further said the ICPC had received several complaints, especially from youths, about manipulated job processes across various government agencies. In his response, FCC Acting Chairman Aladele welcomed the initiative, noting that it was the first formal effort to jointly address job-related corruption.
Most of the victims of this job racketeering are youth. They are younger Nigerians. They are struggling to see how they can get job opportunities We shouldn't just sit down and watch how this issue of breach of fairness is being done in our own country. So we should try to put solid foundation. So that is why I'm here, to ensure that there is collaboration, so that this collaboration between ICPC and Federal Character Commission will serve as a model of institutional synergy, where equity, integrity to build Nigeria.
So when they talk of Federal Character Commission, what immediately comes to mind is the issue of job, and job. We are beyond that. We are to ensure the unity and progress of this nation. And how do we do that? We have to ensure that what we have in the north, we have it in the south, we have it in the west, everywhere, so that everybody has this sense of belonging, of being part of this federation called Nigeria.
Over in Kano State, the police command has rescued 6 stolen and trafficked children in multiple coordinated operations between June 30 and July 16, 2025. The command also arrested 10 suspects involved in both local and transnational child trafficking networks. The command spokesperson, SP Dadalundukwe, who disclosed this in a statement issued on Saturday, stated that the breakthroughs were part of the command's efforts to combat child theft and trafficking in the state. Among the rescued children are a 1-year and 7-month-old male child and a 14-year-old girl trafficked to Ghana. The command has reaffirmed its commitment to fighting crimes against children and urged the public to provide timely and credible information to aid in the fight against child trafficking. In Lagos State, the Waste Management Authority enforcement team has cleared an illegal dump site in Ketu. The operation, which took place on Saturday, specifically targeted an unauthorized waste disposal area behind 68 Odoton Street. The Commissioner for Environment and Water Resources, Tokumbo Wahab, said the action was initiated to address the environmental hazards the dump site was causing in the neighborhood. He disclosed this on Saturday morning via his official X handle. He explained that as part of the operation, all accumulated waste was cleared, adding that the agency would deploy surveillance measures to prevent a recurrence.
Oh yeah, more hands. I'm from bedroom.
We are still on to news update on Trust TV. After the break, man freed after 18 years without trial in River State. More news, please stay with us. Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. A recap of our top stories. We told you that Sunday Diary has slammed ADCs, saying politics over Buhari's death uncalled for. And on the security front, bandits killed 2 people, rustled several animals in Katsina communities. In Kano State, the police command has arrested a 27-year-old ex-convict, Muhammad Usman of Kofaro, Wambai quarters, for allegedly deceiving and stealing mobile phones from women across the state under the guise of offering government assistance. Usman was apprehended on July 14, 2025, after a woman from Ahmadiyya Brigade quarters reported that he tricked her into handing over her phone by pretending to offer help through a fake government intervention scheme. In a statement issued on Saturday by the command spokesperson, SP Abdullahi Kiawa, the police said at least 17 more women have come forward with similar complaints. Investigations also led to the arrest of 3 suspected receivers and the recovery of 8 stolen phones. The State Commissioner of Police, CP Ibrahim Bakuri, urged residents to be cautious of suspicious offers and reassured the public of continued efforts to tackle fraud and theft in the state. A long overdue moment of justice unfolded in River State as a man detained for 18 years without trial was finally released. The emotional scene marked the launch of a sweeping jail delivery initiative by the state's chief judge, an effort aimed at tackling prison congestion and systemic delays in Nigeria's justice system. Here's more in this report.
At the Port Harcourt Correctional Center, scenes of relief and emotion filled the air as 21 inmates walked free during the formal launch of Rivers State Jail Delivery Program. Among them was Gospel Nwibari, arrested at just 14 years old in 2007 and held for nearly 2 decades without trial. His release is seen as a major milestone in the judiciary's effort to end prolonged pretrial detention.
The magistrate will continue to come here and discharge those who have overstayed. If the offense they are alleged to have been committed, if they were found guilty, they would have served out their term.
The crisis, however, runs deep. According to Felix Madumere, Rivers State Controller of Corrections, the Port Harcourt facility, originally built for 1,800 inmates, now houses more than 2,500, straining resources and services to the limit.
So by the increase in number, I was asking that the state should come into the affairs of corrections in the state, put some things in order. They can increase the locking capacity by erecting more buildings. They can increase by creating double bunk beds and foams and beddings for the inmates. They can furnish us with vehicles that will enable us to take these inmates to court.
For Paul Kinani, Gospel's brother, the moment felt nothing short of miraculous. After years of believing his younger brother was dead, he was shocked to receive a call from legal advocates who had traced Gospel's case in 2020. Their investigation revealed that Gospel had endured untreated mental health challenges, a struggle many long-term detainees face behind bars.
Since 2007 to this 2025 today, I'm very, very happy, and I say to God that also do it for me and make these days a happier day in my life and my family, and the aspiration that God used to get my brother released.
First, he has been 18 years and is having mental issues now, so we are trying to put up a rehabilitative program for him to get him to seek, enable him to seek get the necessary medical intervention he needs as a foundation. Of course, we're going to be calling for
Justice Simeon Amadi pledged to expand the initiative across other correctional centers, reaffirming the judiciary's duty to protect the rights of all detainees. But with thousands still languishing in pretrial detention, advocates are asking, how many more must wait decades for freedom?
In business, a total sum of 1.818 trillion naira being June 2025 Federation revenue has been shared among the federal government, states, and the local government councils. A Saturday statement from the Accountant General of the Federation's office and signed by the Director of Press and Public Relations, Bawa Mokwa, noted that the revenue was shared at the July 2025 Federation Account Allocation Committee FAC meeting held in Abuja. The 1.818 trillion naira total distributable revenue comprised distributable statutory revenue of 1.018 trillion naira, distributable value-added tax revenue of 631.507 billion naira, electronic money transfer levy revenue of 29.165 billion naira, exchange difference revenue of 38.849 billion naira, and 100 billion naira augmentation from nominal revenue, quoting a communique issued by the Federation Accounts Allocation Committee. A total gross revenue of 4.232 trillion naira was available in the month of June 2025. Total deductions for cost of collection was 162.786 billion naira, while total transfers, interventions, refunds, and savings were 2.251 trillion naira. According to the communique, gross statutory revenue of 3.485 trillion naira was received for the month of June 2025, which was higher than the sum of 2.094 trillion naira received in the month of May by 1.390 trillion naira. Away from Nigeria, the Democratic Republic of the Congo and Rwanda-backed armed group M23 on Saturday signed a ceasefire deal to end fighting that has devastated the country's mineral rich but conflict-torn east. The truce was agreed in a declaration of principles signed by the two sides after 3 rounds of talks in the Qatari capital Doha, which follows a separate Congolese-Rwandan peace deal signed in Washington last month. The M23, which seized vast swaths of territory in eastern DRC in a lightning offensive in January and February, had insisted on seeking its own ceasefire deal with Kinshasa, saying the Washington deal left out various problems that still needed to be addressed. The African Union hailed the new deal as a significant development, saying it marks a major milestone in the ongoing efforts to achieve lasting peace, security, and stability in Eastern DRC and the wider Great Lakes region. Under the deal, the warring parties agreed to open negotiations on a comprehensive peace agreement. The deal, which the two sides say aligns with the Washington Agreement, also includes a roadmap for restoring state authority in Eastern DRC. And in sports, the annual general meeting of the Nigerian Premier Football League (NPFL) will hold on Monday, July 28. The 2025-2026 season fixture draws will also hold on the same day. Venue of the game is expected to be announced later by the NPFL board. NPFL earlier announced that the new season will start on Friday, 22nd August 2025. The season, according to the NPFL, will end in May 2026. Ikeda-based Remo Stars won the title for the first time last season. That wraps up news at this time. For more of our news programs, documentaries, do follow us on our social media platforms and on our YouTube live stream. I'm Chamaka Nwafo. Thank you for joining us at this time. Good evening.